The term brain tumor could be very, very intimidating, but today we have some good news for you. One of the most common types of brain tumors is not only non-cancerous, but pretty easy to operate on these days. I'm here with Dr. Lewis at South Texas Brain and Spine in downtown Corpus Christi off of 3rd Street, and the doctor is in the house. And tell me what we're learning about today.
Yes, we're going to talk about pituitary adenomas.
Okay.
And they are benign growth coming from the pituitary gland.
Mm-hmm.
And the pituitary gland is the master hormone gland. It helps produce your thyroid hormones, your cortisol, and growth hormone, and things of that sort. And oftentimes we'll see people with growths on these glands, and it can cause vision loss. It can cause hormone problems and headaches. Mm-hmm. Most of the time we follow these people over years and they don't grow or change, but when they do, then we have a nice elegant way to fix it. And one option is actually to come through the nose. And we can go with a series of small tubes or dilators, and the nose itself has these air spaces, and we can take advantage of that to go up to a place called the sphenoid sinus. And the sphenoid sinus is like a little cave. And when we go into that sinus, at the base of the cave is a little bowl where the pituitary gland is located. And we can open up the bottom of the bowl and scoop out that tumor and leave the gland behind, and it takes the pressure off the nerves to the eyes so vision can be restored, which is one of the few things where we can restore vision. And the nice thing is it's not painful, and usually people go home the next day or the day after. There's a small chance of it returning, or if there's some residual tumor that's stuck down to something vital, we leave it behind because, one, it is benign, two, it is slow growing, and then we have another option for treatment where we can use a focused beam of radiation to zap the tumor, and we use a computer to connect the dots, like a picture that kids draw, and we can target the residual tumor or the recurrent tumor in an outpatient setting. I think the most dramatic cases are the ones where people have acromegaly, like the world's tallest man, people who are over 7 feet tall. Mm-hmm. They develop these tumors when they're teenagers, and they continue to grow and grow when most of us stop in our teens. Wow. And that's how they get to be 8 feet tall and huge basketball players.
Wow, interesting. And who's to say whether or not they would change that for themselves, right? Because it's led to some really great basketball careers.
Yes.
Well, regardless, we're so grateful for the information that you're sharing with us. Again, that term, brain tumor, can be very, very scary. Cue the tears. But the good news is that with the advice and the help and the guidance of doctors like Dr. Lewis, Dr. Alexander, and the team here at South Texas Brain and Spine, not only can they reassure you of what that path looks like, but we've got all the confidence in the world that you've done this pretty often.
Yeah,
right?
For 34 years.
34 years, several times. I would just ask you said what, 10 to 12 times a year that we're doing this particular procedure,
yes.
Right?
Yes, we do microsurgery every day. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, these tumors are not that common. And secondly, they also are slow growing, so we can watch them over many years.
That's great.
So you're right, it's not a death sentence and nothing to stress about.
Great. Well, thank you for giving us peace of mind. See what I did there? If you're looking for their services, get in touch with our friends here at South Texas Brain and Spine, and be sure to mention Coastal Living sent you.
Coastal Living's Doctor in the House is paid for by South Texas Brain and Spine Center.